Mommy, Mottanni, Mottanni, Mottanni.
Dare to dream, dare to think, dare to believe, dare to work. Only then do you achieve. Mottanni signing on. Top of the afternoon from the busiest streets in the northwest of region of Cameroon, Commercial Avenue, Bamenda. For the next 60 minutes, my goal here is to keep you going, keep that fire within you, keep that fire burning within you so you never give up on that thing, that goal, that vision that keeps you walking while others are asleep. That thing you believe deep in your gut you can make it happen or you can make it better. I will attempt to do this with words, music, and poetry. Only on FM 98.5, Dream FM, the radio for peace and development. Manning the 1001 buttons on the panel mixer, I call him the indefatigable To Clinton. At the commercial desk, we have our Asitabel, and for general supervision, there is none other but our station boss, real our Mika Power, Ram. On the MIC, call me your motivational speaker, call me your corporate trainer, call me the spoken word artist, Tani D Awa, aka Mottanni. Top of the afternoon once more. It's been a week, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, last week we were talking about some habits of highly effective people, habits of highly effective leaders, habits of highly effective children, highly effective parents, highly effective teachers, highly effective business people, and highly effective entrepreneurs. We're talking of those habits, and last week we dwelled on the first habit of a highly effective person, and one of that one habit was being proactive. And being proactive, we said last week, it's all about taking initiative, knowing that your dream, your vision, your goal can be achieved by you and only you. No one else can stop you. Only you can stop yourself from achieving that dream. Being a great parent has to do with you and only you taking out time to spend with your children, educating them, sending them to school, sending them to the right religion, sending them to the right places. You have to take that time, and only you can ensure that your children are amazing and contributive in the society. Being a great entrepreneur has to do with doing the right things, not waiting for others to create the favorable atmosphere, but create it. We talked about Friedrich Nietzsche, who said, those who look around for the circumstances they need and they can't find them, they create them. Those are attitudes of entrepreneurs. Look for the things you need. And if you can't find those things, why not create them? As an entrepreneur and as a highly effective person that you are, this is what you're supposed to do. Be proactive instead of being reactive. Don't wait for situations to happen before you start thinking of what to do, but preempt. Find out, if it happens like this, how do I react? So that when it does eventually happen, what happens? You were prepared for it, and you can handle it well. You can handle it without wasting a lot of time, without fretting and fuming. You can do that. That is all about being proactive. So if you want to be contributive in your society, if you want to make it big, if you want to achieve higher levels, you have to start practicing the first habit, being proactive. And remember, we said for you to get more out of this series that we are doing, you need to first of all learn the habits, then teach someone, teach at least 3 people, maybe first to a loved one, then to a colleague at work. Teach them the habits. Then the next thing is practice, practice, and practice. It's not going to happen in a jiffy. It's not going to happen like within the twinkle of an eye before you snap your fingers. It's not going to happen that way, ladies and gentlemen. You have to practice, practice, and practice. And that's how you build yourself. Be proactive. That is it we had for last week. So let's get to the turntables now. Let's get a bar of music. Then when we come back, we are going to look at the second habit that governs the lives of highly effective people. People who want to achieve great. People who want to create impact. People who want to change themselves, change their family, change their community, change their society, and change their country. Let's visit the turntables. Clinton, give us a bar of music.
It's your boy Pascal, aka Young King. And in my darkest moments, yo, I stick for the light.
King gon' kill this boy.
If you cannot find the light in the darkness, be the light in the darkness. I am the light. Let me talk my talk, man. I woke up feeling good, hell now I woke up feeling great. Last year since October, I know we get play for stay. But now I got my own place, I did pay my own rent. A landlord, not my friend. God is good, God is great. I ride the bus inside my empty parlor. No chair, no couch, no TV, no stand. I don't know if you did understand. I'm a kitchen jelly high day. No microwave and no fridge. No cooker, no gas. No stove or kerosene. No pot. But okay, I bought the chop. I get 2 pan, 2 spoon, 2 knife, 2 cup and 2 fork. I even went in the rough. Mommy Aaron, I'm a plug. Mommy I tune, I'm a plug. It didn't ever hook me up. I didn't go to studio, naka, and then I come and kill her from my bed. Sorry, I mean my mattress. I never yet make my bed. But me na carpet at the dock. I be don't drop the advance. So before you want talk, you give a drop your advance. Cause me, I'm just living my life. Me, I'm just living my life. Sometimes I might do what is wrong, sometimes I might do what is right, but I just keep going and going and going and going.
You're listening there to Pascal, Young King, Stripe P, Shine the Light, from his album Picking for Sun.
Me, I'm just living my life, yeah. Anyway, come on, I saw how to take me, not my man in the shaker. Sometimes I might do what is wrong, sometimes I might do what is right, but I talk to God every night. Heavenly Father, show me the light. And if I ever wronged you, if I ever double crossed you, I'm really sorry, bro, I love you. It's not like I'm happy I lost you. I dropped out of New Bell. I try to jingle like a bell. I try to fly, but I fell. I no go lie, boy, I fail. But big bro try and bury me, but deep down I know he cares. And thanks for the credits that you ever gave me, but I'ma take it from here. Yeah, I'ma take it from here. Oh yeah, I'ma take it from here. I see the devil from my door, lying man for my face. I'm having issues with the law, lawyer made it for my case. I never praying that I fall, but I cannot lose faith. You can never kill the sun. We keep a song, got sauce. I took that loss as a lesson. I flipped that lesson to a blessing. My reme gave me for a prayer then. If I give me for a prayer then. So even if they bring a dark time, I'ma still let the light shine. Give a sun. Amen. Please let a little light shine. Please let a little light shine. Please let a little light shine. Show me the way. Please let a little light shine.
Thank you, Pascal, Young King, Strike P, for that wonderful one. Let the little light shine from your album Picking for Sun. Let your little light shine. Sometime you go do it way be wrong. Sometime you go do it way be right. But the crux of the matter comes with when you do what is wrong, apologize and move ahead. When you do what is right, think of how to make it better, because there is nothing like perfection. All you have to do is your best can still be made better. That is Pascal, Young King, Strike P, Picking for Sun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us now to the second habit of a highly effective person. The second habit of a highly effective parent highly effective child, highly effective businessman, and highly effective entrepreneur. The second habit, you're supposed to learn it, teach it, and do it day in, day out. And this has to do with beginning with the end in mind. Beginning with the end in mind. Every single achieving an impactful person always begins with the end in mind. Before we get into that proper, I want you to listen to this story. Listen to this story. Take out time and listen to this story. Put away whatever you're doing, wherever you're hearing the sound of Mottanni's voice. Put it away. Don't worry about your business. Don't worry about your family. Don't worry about your schedule for the day. Just put them away for let's say 3 minutes, and maybe carry out what we are trying to, this story, carry out this following instructions, and I bet you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be glad you did at the end of the day. In your mind's eye, see yourself going to a wake heap with cups in the church, parking the car and getting out. As you walk inside the building, you notice the flowers, the soft organic music, and the choirs singing. You see the faces of friends and family you pass along the way. You feel the shared sorrow of losing, the joy of having known, that radiates from the hearts of the people there. As you walk down to the front of the room, look inside the casket, you suddenly come face to face with yourself. This is your funeral 3 years from today. All these people have come to honor you, to express feelings of love and appreciation for your life. As you take a seat, and wait for the service to begin, you look at the program in your hand. There are to be 4 speakers. The first one is from your family, immediate family, and also extended family, children, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, who have come from all over the country and the world to attend your funeral. The second speaker is one of your friends, someone who can give a sense of what you were as a person. The third speaker is from your work or profession. And the fourth speaker is from your church or some community organization where you've been involved in service. Maybe Mandela Voluntary Foundation, maybe New Breed Africa, maybe Dare Africa, all of those associations we have in the Northwest. Now think deeply. What would you like each of these speakers to say about you and your life? What kind of husband, wife, father, or mother would you like their words to reflect? What kind of son or daughter or cousin? What kind of friend? What kind of working associate were you? What character would you like them to have seen in you? What contributions, what achievements would you want them to remember? Look carefully at the people around you. What difference would you like to have made in their lives? Think, ladies and gentlemen, think. It is your funeral, and your friend, your friends have to talk, your family member has to talk, extended and immediate. Think, a business associate or a friend or a colleague at work needs to talk to. And some humanitarian organization you volunteered your services to has to talk. Somebody from there has to talk. What would you want them to say? What will you want them to say? What impact do you want to make in their lives? What impact would you have loved to have made in their lives? Ask yourself this question as you visualize in your mind's eye. Think and think and think. Okay, we are done with the story. I'm sure by now you are wondering in thoughts what your child might say about you, what your wife will say about you, or your husband will say about you, what your friend and your business colleagues and associates will say about you when you're no more. Before we digest the meaning of all that, I want you to consider these words by Joseph Addison. He said, "When I look upon the graves of the great, every emotion of envy dies in me. When I read the epitaphs of the beautiful, every inordinate desire goes out. When I meet with the grief of parents upon a tombstone, my heart melts with compassion. When I see the tomb of the parents themselves, I consider the vanity of grieving for those whom we must quickly follow. When I see kings lying by those who depose them, I consider rivals' wits placed side by side, or the holy men that divided the world with their contest and dispute. I reflect with sorrow and astonishment on the little competitions, factions and debates of mankind. When I read the several dates of tombs of some that died yesterday and some 600 years ago, I consider that great day when we shall all of us be contemporaries and make our appearance together." That's Joseph Anderson, looking at life of the greats when they are all lying in their graves. He looks at all these things and say they are all vanity. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? What does it mean to begin with the end in mind as a parent, as a young student, as a teacher, as an entrepreneur, as a spoken word artist, as a musician, as a dancer, as an actor? What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen, immediately after this musical interlude. What does it really mean to begin with the end in mind? Let's visit our turntables.
So many eyes, I realize as I rise. If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. Whether not true, them talking a lie. My guy, my lie. If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. Stop existing and start living. It's not to feel what we're feeling.
As two-faced, it's like toothpaste. Without your gist in their mouth, they get toothache. Hey, just because say you know tie shoelace, they carry your gist around like a suitcase. Ask Omotola, ask Genevieve, the kind of false things that people believe. If city people write, city people read. Until there's nothing real here on our weed. Hey, ask Timaya, ask one day. Follow you bumper to bumper on Sunday. But do you yimu on a Monday? If you're fine boy too much, they say you turn gay. If you make too much cash, they say it's 19. Or it's drugs, or it's fraud, or that kind of thing. If you must chop, then they must talk. Everybody knows directions to your bus stop. Yeah.
If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. Whether not true, then talking a lie. My guy, my lie. If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. Stop existing and start living. They start to feel what we feel. Killing up your dream, they don't know about you. Back then, they don't have a clue what you want to. Some of them go tell you, some go call you moo-boo. Just because them get him out too, hey, hey. No matter who you be, they must go talk about you. Them go sit down for corner, just they dissect you. They analyze you. Some of them go criticize you. Some of them go idolize you. No be small thing, no. But look for my body. I say a calamity, them they try to organize you. If you hear all them talk, you go confused. Oh. See me, yes, I hear them and I don't care. That's why I'm just living it up today. If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. But I'm not true, them talking a lie. My guy, my lie. If nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. Stop existing and start living. They start to feel what we're feeling. If nobody talk about you, then it means they don't know you.
You're listening there to M.I. Abaga and Two-Face Idibia, one of the icons, the top icons to the way it comes to Nigerian entertainment music. You're listening there, Eve, to Nobody, M.I. and Two-Face. If nobody talks about you, then you're nobody. That means you just de-exist. Try to start live so that they go fit talk about you. Don't give them what to say about you, but just do your best and let them talk.
Some people had your gist in the windpipe. They will all choke, God will indict. And plus your flow got an SS genotype. You're not the same class, not even the same flight. Yeah,
just be your life, yeah. Just be yourself, yeah. Just do your thing, yeah. Just do your thing, wow. Nobody talk about you, then you are nobody. They will hell you, they will curse you, they will criticize you, crucify you. This Two-Face empire. Whatever you do, aim higher. And the Krishna. Hey.
Thank you to Baba himself and M.I. Abaga, Mr. Incredible, for that wonderful one. Nobody talk about you, then you know they exist. You need to do good things, do positive things that will make people talk about you, and why not try to be like you? Do positive things. That's all you can contribute to this earth. Because as we have always said on Mottanni, on Dream FM 98.5, there is something that has been placed in you that the world needs, and that is why you were sent to this earth. And if you do not accomplish that thing, we all will be starved. And remember, you owe us that thing. So you are a debtor to us. Give us what God put in you. Not by force. You need to let that thing where God put them for you out, so that other people feel benefit. Maybe that thing will save some money in life. Maybe that thing will put them. Maybe that business where you give a startup go put daily bread for some money table. Maybe that somewhere you go sing up, go help some man for stay out of trouble. Maybe that dance where you go dance, go make some man for be get up, try. Though don't say be paralyzed, you go try for even stand waka. So something they inside you where they don't put them. Something they say you where God put them, and you get to contribute them to the life of all of us. Remember, you owe us. And if you don't give those things, then remember you're stealing from us. Because where what you receive, when you want to change what you receive, you must change what you give. So give it out so that others might benefit, and in turn give theirs so that you too will benefit. We are still on the second habit of highly effective persons, and that second habit has to do with beginning with the end in mind. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? I want you to understand this. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That is Oliver Wendell Holmes. Thing way dey inside you, thing way dey for front you, and thing way dey for back you matters little compared to the thing way dey inside you. That is what you should always tell yourself. Tell yourself that one every day, every night, every morning before you get up. Tell yourself, say, I go outside, so I will face a lot of challenges, I will face a lot of troubles, but the thing way dey inside me, be far stronger than the thing where they go face up, or the thing where they come from my back. All right. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? What does it mean to begin that association with the end in mind? What does it mean to be an entrepreneur with the end in mind? What does it mean to be a teacher with the end in mind? What does it mean to begin? What does it mean to be a musician by beginning with the end in mind? What does it mean to be a spoken word artist or a poet or a writer by beginning with the end in mind? What does it mean to be a father by beginning with the end in mind? What does it mean to be a good son, a good daughter, a good friend by beginning with the end in mind? Beginning with the end in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is to begin today with the image, the picture, or the paradigm of the end of your life as your frame of reference, or the criterion by which everything else is examined. What does that mean? Beginning with the end in mind means, as we saw at the beginning, try to visualize when you're no more. What would you like the community you're living in to talk about you? What would you like them to say that this person actually contributed? What would you like your parents to talk about you? What things would you like them to say? Your friends, your colleagues, your wife, your children, your immediate community. What would you like them to say about you? That is beginning with the end in mind. Because if you can determine what you want them to say about you when you are no more, then you will know what you have to do today to make sure that they talk about you in that way when you're no more. That's how it goes. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? Beginning with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. Clear understanding of your destination. It means to know where you are going so that you better understand where you are now, and so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. Beginning with the end in mind is beginning with the destination. Before you know which direction you will, before you know which means of transport you will take, before you know which road you are going to take, you must first of all know where you are going to. That's what that means. Before you know place where you will go, before you know which road where you go take where till you go carry which kind thing you go take along, you give a first know place where you to go. So as a businessman, as a parent, as a teacher, as a student, as an entrepreneur, where you to go? Where you to go? Nothing that way matter. Because you must know where you to go, so that you know thing where you give a do on today for reach that place where you get for go. Where you to go? Very, very important. So that is what it means to begin with the end in mind. Start with the destination, so that you go noting the way you get for carry go towards that destination. Why I say this is because it is incredibly easy to get caught up in the activity trap, in the business of life, to work harder and harder at climbing the ladder of success, only to discover it's leaning against the wrong wall. It is very easy to get busy and get trapped in that. It is possible to be busy, very busy, but without being very effective. Yes, you there for year, you there for day, you there for day, you do this one, you do this one, you do this one, you do this one. In the long run, what do you have to show for it? Nothing. Because you don't divide your energy for so many things, and in the long run, none of them can show impact. That is why we are talking today about those habits. Most people often find themselves achieving victories that are empty, successes that have come at the expense of things that they suddenly realize were far more valuable to them. What do I mean by this? Some of us have pursued wealth, and in the long run, you've lost friends. In the long run, you've lost family. In the long run, you have lost your health. And in the long run, after you've gotten that wealth and that money, you realize that, okay, I feel this emptiness within me. Why does this money not feel that emptiness I feel within? Why does it not feel it? It's because actually the money was not something that you go, it was not an end, but it was a means to an end. Some of us don't know why we want to make a lot of money. That's why in the long run we destroy a lot of things that we value just to get that money and to get in there, and then find out that we still feel that empty. You don't have any friends, you don't have any family, you have lost your health. You start visiting the hospital every week or every month, just because while you were looking for health, you neglected those things that really, really, really matter. People from every walk of life, you see doctors, academicians, actors, politicians, business professionals, athletes, and even plumbers. They often struggle to achieve higher income, more recognition, or a certain degree of professional competence, only to find out that their drive to achieve their goal blinded them to the things that really mattered most and now are gone. I need us, ladies and gentlemen, to just imagine how different our lives are when we really know what is deeply important to us and keeping the picture in mind. We manage ourselves each day to be and to do what really matters most. How is going to be an amazing life to really know those things. If the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. This is an amazing one. If your ladder is not leaning at the right wall, then every step you take will only help us get us to the wrong place faster. If you don't know where you want to be as an entrepreneur, then every step you take will only lead you to the wrong place. If you don't know if you don't have a vision as a student, then all the education you have, all the degrees, if you may have a lot of degrees, like more than a thermometer, but realize in the end, all of those things will only take you to the wrong place faster, and in the long run, you will not be able to even provide for yourself. If you don't know where you want to go, if you don't have a vision or a picture of it in mind, then you, that father, you, that mother, you will wonder at the behavior or the direction of your child, just because you never knew it from the beginning. It really matters a lot to know that. It really matters a lot. Remember that we may be very busy, we may be very efficient, but we will also be truly effective only when you begin with the end in mind. Only when you begin with the end in mind. So what do I urge you to do? I want you to understand this. If you carefully consider what you wanted to be said of you in the funeral experience we narrated at the beginning, you will find your definition of success for you, because each person has his or her own definition of success. It may be very different from the definition you thought you had in mind. Perhaps fame, achievement, money, or some other things we strive for are not even part of the right world. When you begin with the end in mind, you gain a totally different perspective about life. Listen to this. One man asked another on the death of a mutual friend, how much did he leave? Listen to the answer he said. His friend responded, he left it all. He left it all in the end, without taking any with him or her. He left it all. That's what he said. Showing you the emptiness of life, especially when you don't know where you're going as an entrepreneur, as a dancer, as a musician, as a spoken word artist, as a parent, as a businessman, as a taxi driver, as an Okada rider or a Benzikin rider, as a journalist. What vision do you have in mind? Alright, why is it so important for us to start with the end in mind? Why is it so important that you, as a student, why is it so important that you have to start with the end in mind? Why is it so important that you, as a graduate with no job, or you have to start your job with the end in mind? Why is it so important that you, as a spoken word artist here in the Northwest, you have to begin with the end in mind. Why is it that very, very important that you aspiring to be a father or a mother or a child, you have to begin with the end in mind? We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen, after this musical interlude. Let's see why it is very important, even as a community, as a nation, to begin with the end in mind, where we want to be, the vision of the future. We'll see that after this musical interlude. Clinton, give us some inspiring music from the turntables.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly.
Dream FM Radio Network, the radio for peace and development, the radio for the people.
See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve, but first I know it starts inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, I believe I can fly.
You're suffering there, Robert Kelly. I believe I can fly. All I need to do is believe I can do it, then I will do it. I believe I can begin with the end in mind. Yes, I believe. I be sure I start with the end in mind. Wait till I get for do not say, I get for try. I need for try, I need for learn them, I need for teach some person, I need for also do them day in, day out.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly.
believe I can fly. I believe I can soar. I believe I can make it despite the crisis we are going in the Northwest region, despite us losing a lot of youths, losing a lot of parents, losing a lot of business opportunities, losing our lives. I still believe we can make it. I still believe that you also can start your business by beginning with the end in mind. I still believe that you also can be that great entrepreneur by beginning with the end in mind. You can be that exceptional student by beginning with the end in mind. You can be that exceptional motivational speaker by beginning with the end in mind. So why do you need to begin with the end in mind? Human nature, ladies and gentlemen, human nature exaggerates yesterday, overestimates tomorrow, and underestimates today. Human nature exaggerates yesterday, overestimates tomorrow, and underestimates today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, look at somebody the way he is. He only becomes worse. But look at them as if they were what they could be, then they become what they should be. They become what they should be. John Johnson said, or John Maxwell said, if there is hope in the future, then there is power in the present. So you need to begin with the end in mind, such that in the days when you don't feel like walking, because those days will come, the days when you don't feel like giving in your best, the days when you don't feel like going out, on those days, it is that vision that will keep you going. It is that vision that will pull you out from under your covers. It is that vision that will push you out even when it is rainy. It is that vision that will push you to go out because you have something you want to achieve. Why do you need to start with the end in mind? Remember that all things are created twice. All things are created twice, especially the ones that survive. They are created twice. First in the mind, then it is now manifested in the physical. Let's take an example of building a house. For those who have been opportune to build a house, you will understand that you first of all begin by asking yourself, okay, I want to build a house. How many rooms will this house contain? How many people will this house contain? That's the first thing. How many rooms will this house be made up of? How many toilets? How many parlors? How many kitchen? Those are questions you ask yourself when you're still in your mind. You ask yourself. Then once you've decided in your mind, okay, I'm going to build a house, a 3-bedroom house, a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 toilets, a 3-bedroom house, okay, 2 toilets, a parlor, and a kitchen. Once you've decided that, the next thing now is you look for time to see an architect for him to put down the blueprint of the house. You look for an architect to put down the blueprint of the house. When the architect has succeeded in putting down that blueprint of the house, now you see that is the first step of making the imagination physical. You started by thinking how the house would look like. Then you described it to the architect. Then the architect came out with the structure, the written down or the plan for the house. You see? That's how it works even with business. That's how it works even with business. Remember, even carpenters will tell you, before they make a chair, a set chair, they always ask, how many seats do you want? What is the size of your parlor? Though most of them don't do it now, but it's always good to find out, so you don't make chairs that will not be able to enter into the house. What is the size of your parlor? They always tell you, carpenters will always tell you this every day, every time: measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. That is why, one of the reasons you have to start with the end in mind, because you want to measure twice and cut once. As a businessman or as an aspiring entrepreneur, what service do you want to provide? what service, what product do you want to send into the market? I remember one of the services we offer at YG Incorporated is exposing businesses to their potential customers and helping them become better. So what we do is we do this by either building them websites, creating them, building their brand, or even doing adverts or videos for them. But before we do this, especially when it comes to building websites, we always sit down with the business or the aspirant, and we ask, who are your audience? What is the age group of the people you want to be, you want to reach out to? What are the people, who are the people you really want them to consume your product? We ask all of those questions so that it will help us target the right people. Then also, as a parent, you need to also be deliberate. You want to have sensible, positive, and impactful children in the community. You have to take that time out and spend time with your children. I always like what Eddie Hope of Eddie Hope Foundation used to say, that before you pack your bag, you must know where you're going. That is an amazing one. Before you pack your bag, you must know where you're going. Before you start packing them, you ask yourself, who side are they go? Why you ask yourself who side you they go? So that you go know the kind thing the way you go put that inside that bag. So you go know the kind thing them where you need to put them inside that bag, where you go help you for side where you go. So as a businessman, as an artist, be it in music, be it in dancing, poetry, in fact life in general is an art, ask yourself, where am I going? Beginning with the end in mind will help you know what to take along. Which kind of clothes do I need? Which kind of skills do I need? Which kind of people do I need to get to where I want to be? When you begin with the end in mind, it will help you be able to determine those type of things. Not getting into the streets, then discover that, okay, I need a car, and you can't find one. Not getting into the streets and discover that, okay, I need a bike, or I need a motivational speaker, or I need a coach, and you can't find one. You decide where you want to be, so that you know, you write down the things you will need. Whenever we have discussed with our clients and we are done, the next thing is we come up with a mock-up. The builder will call it blueprint. We call it in technology language mock-up, a picture of the website, so that you can see. So beginning with the end in mind will help you prepare for where you are going. And also, it has to do with leadership versus management. Some people will always ask, what is the difference between a leader and a manager? Today it is clear. I'll tell you this story. Okay, I am here. I want to get to Upstation Bamenda, and I want to use a straight line. It means I'll have to take off some houses along the way, some trees along the way, and some bushes along the way. What a leader does is, a leader looks at the way, he goes the way and shows the way. So he looks at it and say, okay, how do we do this? Then a manager now takes care of removing the houses, clearing the bushes, removing the trees that lead to that destination. So the leader looks ahead to see day in day out, while the manager is busy clearing the trees and the houses. The leader stands and looks and see, okay, this clearing that we are doing, these bushes that we are clearing, these houses, the trees we are putting down, are they leading us to that upstation? That is what beginning with the end in mind will help you do. That is what would help you do. You have to begin with your first creation. Then also, ladies and gentlemen, why you have to begin with the end in mind has to do with, okay, how do you help begin with the end in mind? Start by writing your mission statement. Some people always say, no, when I talk down at the entrepreneurship, when I talk that in the seminar, build mission statement and all that. My father, my great-grandparents achieved more without having that. And it's a very challenging thing to be able to build a mission statement. But today, I want to just give you some few steps you can use to build a mission statement. And it is simple. Write down the roles you have to play in life. The roles You have to play the role of a father at some time in your life. You have to play the role of a businessman if you want to start a business. You have to play the role of a teacher. You have to play the role of a parent, a son, a daughter, a driver, a wife. Those are roles you have to play. Then, in each of those roles, visualize what you want them to say at the end, or where you are no longer living, when you've gone to the world beyond. Try to find out what you want them to say, then write it down. Then from all of that, you can now come up with one mission statement, 2 lines maximum. And you'll see how easy it is once you know the roles you're supposed to play and what you want them to say at the end of your life. Then from there, you will come up with one mission statement. One of the things too that always affects people, that will be one of the challenge you'll find when you want to try to begin with the end in mind. It will have to be with the fact that some of us are either spouse-centered, family-centered, money-centered, work-centered, possession-centered, pleasure-centered, church-centered, or principle-centered. All of us are one of those, or one of those things dominating our lives. What do I mean? Somebody who is spouse-centered always say, okay, it's all about my husband, it's all about my wife. I don't care what happens to the other people. I don't care what happens to the community, it's all about my wife. Somebody family-centered will be the same. It's all about my family. I will do anything, even if it means destroying other families, even if it means destroying other people, to protect my family. Somebody who is church-centered will tell you, okay, it's all about my church. Anybody from any other church is the devil. Anybody who does not go to church is the devil. Self-centered, it says, it's all about me. When you start to by beginning with the end in mind, you'll be challenging for those who are self-centered, because you think it's all about you, and you. Anything that does not concern you, or it doesn't matter. I hear one guy said the other day that we have some very funny leaders, both in families, both in homes, both in the nation, that they want to destroy the country and keep their land, and their land is in the country. They want to destroy the country and keep their land, and their land is in the country. How is that possible? So, all of us are either one of these at one particular time, or one of these dominates. But what you should try, as I said, this is not a magic wand that you will just weave and things will change. Try to be principle-centered. Work according to principles. Because life functions on principles and not feelings. That is Dr. Ning Gwanyam. I'll never forget that statement he made. Life functions on principles and not feelings. So be principle-centered. It's all about principles. Is this legal? Is this moral? Is this good for me first? Because you can't give what you don't have. Is it good for me first? Is it good for my family? Is it good for my community? Those are things you will face. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, begin with the end in mind will help you make the adjustments from the beginning in such a way that when you get to the end, you will not have to start making adjustments that will cost you a lot of money. Start making adjustments that will cost you even your life or your health. Don't be that kind of person that struggles and runs after money and forgets family, and in the long run there is no family to enjoy the money, and you start wasting it in producing help, sponsoring weapons, sponsoring a lot of things that are negative to your immediate society. Take your family along to the way of success. Take your community along. Take your immediate family, your community, take your nation along as you move towards success. It is said that it is not lonely at the top if you take somebody along. So take them along. And remember, beginning with the end in mind will help you push, because John Maxwell makes it clear, if there is hope in the future, there is power in the present. It is not the place of your birth. It is not the color of your skin. It is not where you come from that will help you make it in this life, but it is the hope that you embody that will take you over obstacles, around obstacles, through obstacles, or under obstacles to get to that thing that you had in mind. Let's get to the turntables once more. Clinton, give us some bars of music as we get to the turntable. Then when we come back, we'll conclude with the program today. Remember, we are still on habits of highly effective people, and last week we talked on being proactive. Today we have dwelled on, beginning with the end in mind. Next week, we will see some other habit that will help you become an effective person. And the only way you can be is practice, practice, and practice. There is no other way to it. It is not a magic wand. It is going to take a lot of time. To Clinton, give us some bars of music.
The rod at the card, the dove swallowed the serpents. I break the chains and I'm free. I'm not in prison, but I've risen. Are you a slave as I was? I freed me so you can free you. We all slave to something, either drugs or money or alcohol or our ego. Or our leaders who never keep their promises but deceive us, killing the future of the next generation. Or musicians that are pornographic bullets in the minds of these innocent children. If I was to make a wish, I wish everybody was blind. I wish nobody ever died. I wish no God was God except the God in heaven. I wish the president serves and not the reverse. I pray to God to kill my pride. I only give me humility, cause we are becoming the refuse of humanity. Our selfish dreams of vanity, running helter-skelter, looking for things that can't give life. Be wise and seek wisdom, cause in the end you pay the price, pay the price.
Find a way to heal the world. We're losing space and time. Hear what we can do to live again. I know. Let the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening there to my two legends when it comes to Cameroonian music, Bonsai Squaqua and Richard Kings. Find a way to begin with the end in mind.
I just let it go. If some of the base you're good for it, but just let it go. That you are poor, them rich, them look down on you, just let it go. To all my ladies, if a guy breaks your heart, just let him go. If it's true love, I tell you my sis, he never let you go. To bear the cross is to wear the crown. To die is to live. To be down and nothing is to be up on something. My people refuse the wisdom given to them in the foolishness that be mocking God. Any word I speak is pregnant with a meaning. Ya be me Johnny, wewe. Not in your future, wewe. Lawishi mambo fortune. Name me and get your torture. Mubdira rabbi culture. Tata mi bu am kani. Yondera ba God void big gapsi. Ya be born in bani. Wakacha me bani mi tumine chame. Yeni zikisi and yasi mo ibame. Jennifer Ballis Muntini Bangola Yangsi, Chumunyansi, ni tembo de Ayangsi, the tembo de Ayangsi.
Find a way to heal the world. We're losing space and time. Hear what we
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, find a way to heal the world. Find a way. We are losing space and time. Find a way to heal the world. Bonsai Squaqua and Richard Kings in that one, Find a Way. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that to be proactive and to begin with the end in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it is not easy. I sitting here, ladies and gentlemen, there are certain things that I do before start thinking of the repercussions or thinking of where I want to be. So I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, when you try and fail, keep trying, because you only fail when you decide to give up. When you try and fail, keep trying. It is hard, but though hard, I always say it is not easy, but it is simple because there are steps you have to follow. But while in execution, it is difficult because of the obstacles you have to overcome. It is a difficult thing day in, day out. I keep trying with myself. Even as I speak to you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I've not perfected being proactive, and I've not perfected beginning with the end in mind. But day in, day out, I keep trying. And that's why we are on Mottanni today, trying to share with you, so that as I share with you, ladies and gentlemen, I may become more conscious and see how I can make it better. Until next week, we are going to get more. To Clinton, give us our jingle. Let's end the program for today. And next week, we will get more.
Mottanni. Mommy, Mottanni.
On to our quote for the day. Opportunity only dances with those who are already at the dance floor. Opportunity only dances with those who are already at the dance floor. It's been Mottanni on FM 98.5 Dream FM, the radio for peace and development, and benefiting from the technical and experiential assistance of Tor Clinton and Real Awamical Power. Special thanks to you, YG Incorporated, Curious Minds Book Club, and the Greens International for contributions, and to continue being unstoppable, relentless, and inspired to achieve more and be more. Get to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest with the handle Mottanni, MO20A twin MO20A twin NI. On WhatsApp or Telegram only, 695-614-947 for your conferences or seminars, or if you want me to come and talk. Until next edition, bask in the flame of your greatness, ladies and gentlemen. And Mia Nkakatonto Beriwo Beriwe Ayungna Neki.